Hey guys, DRG vinyl here. As you can see, I have some brand new pop vinyl customs, and the first three are based off the FNAF world game Foxy Fighters, which is Foxy, or Adventure Foxy, Adventure Nightmare Chica, and Adventure JJ. And this one's based off FNAF Ultimate Custom Night, which is XOR, or Shadow DD if you want to call it that. Doesn't really bother me that much, either one. So let's take a look at Adventure Foxy from FNAF World Foxy Fighters. Now, when I first saw this, if you guys don't know, this is the Cuphead and Plane pop. I used mainly that, and also Foxy had a hat left over. I wanted to do this, but I didn't think the plane could come apart until I saw someone recently made a Vault Boy custom of him in a plane, which I believe was based off a loading screen from one of the Fallout games. And I saw it could come apart, and I decided to paint one. But when I took it apart, some of the pieces were kind of damaged, so that's why I didn't record me taking apart the Cuphead and plane. You know, as you can see right here, it's kind of damaged. See? And well, I had a hard time gluing this back together, so I don't know if I ever will buy another one and take it apart. But who knows? And I kind of like how he came out. Now, I obviously forgot some of the things, like I didn't paint in the, what do you call it? Not the whiskers, but the black part right here. I kind of cut them off because that version, the Adventure Foxy, doesn't have that. And in the custom tutorial video, I accidentally painted him the wrong color. So that happens sometimes, but I corrected my mistake. Or, you know, not really a mistake, just a happy accidents. That's all. But I like how he came out overall. I also had to paint the teeth. Before I got the plane, I painted the teeth. So on all these, including XOR. So here is Adventure Nightmare Chica. Now I already had a spare. Again, I had spare pieces of the head, so you know. And well, the only thing different is a darker yellow, because the yellow I had didn't match that well. One of the hard parts was painting the inside of the body, because I didn't think that body piece of Cuphead would come out, but luckily it did. You can't tell, but if you can see, I tried to paint the bib on, but I did the best I could. Oh, and also I didn't mention that the head on Adventure Foxy, it can come off, because if you notice, see, it doesn't go down all the way. So it can come off, just like with Adventure JJ. But overall, I kind of like how these came out. I didn't put the scarves on because I didn't have any scarf material, so that's why I left it as is. That's why I left them without the scarf. Next one we have is Adventure JJ. Now, I don't have the other JJ, but I'll do a picture comparison to show you the difference, and you guys can tell me which one is a little bit better. Personally, I like this one a little bit better because I got pretty accurate with how she looks in FNAF world. You know, I think I got a lot better with the paint on her. And last but certainly not least is XOR, or Shadow DD from FNAF Ultimate Custom Night. She's one of the secret characters. She'll appear in the game, like a glitch version. She's given the name Shadow DD because, well, look at her. She looks like DD. Well, not this custom, this is just a balloon board custom. I had to work with what I have. I also gave her the red dot like she has. In the game, the dot's a lot bigger. You know, I kind of like how it came out overall. This is a very simple custom, if you ask me. These were a lot harder out of the four. The hardest one for me was, at least for me, was this one. Adventure JJ, just getting the color schemes correct. She was the second hardest. He was the third. No, he was the second because of his head and the color scheme. I had to backtrack. She was the third, and she was the least one. But now I'm gonna go over the color schemes. I'm gonna show you the colors that I used. The colors I used for Adventure Foxy was bright red for the head and the body, you know. Ripe tomato for the, as you can see right here, the muzzle and the bottom jaw muzzle. I was gonna leave that red, but in the game he has a little orange muzzle, bottom muzzle I should say. And also for the inner ears as well. I know you can't tell, but I use that as well. Pumpkin orange for the eye. Of course, this is not necessary, but I use black for the eye patch and part of the mouth because white was bleeding over. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Of course, you don't have to do this one either. Well, technically for the plane, yes, because it is white. The white part's right here, and also the teeth if you want to paint the teeth. I personally don't do that sometimes. I just felt like doing it, honestly. And bright blue, as you can see, for the plane. And lastly, I use sterling silver for the propeller. And for Adventure cheek, I used yellow for the head. Pewter gray for her right eye. Well, that was for her right eye, but for her left eye, I used bright yellow. I didn't want it to match the skin, you know. In the game, it may look a lot darker, but I had to work with what I have. And I also use spiced carrot for her beaks. And of course I use white again for the plane and also the teeth as well. But the teeth, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I kind of just did that because I was bored that day. And you don't have to do this either, but if you do decide to paint them out, I recommend use black or jet black to paint over the paint that you got on the inside the mouth. Pumpkin orange for the plane. I was gonna make it spice carrot, but I didn't want it to match your beak overall. It may look darker, but again, I had to work with what I have, and I didn't want it to match your beak. And again, I used sterling silver for the propeller. And now, here are the paints that I used for Adventure JJ. Here, use purple iris for everything that's purple, the part of the hat, the propeller, and the plane. Now, like I said, I didn't want it to match, but this is the closest color I can get. And, well, the other colors I have were either a light purple or a dark purple, so I had to, make it match, unfortunately. Wait, never mind, I forgot. I used another purple that was close to this. Originally, I used this, but I didn't like how it looked. But I originally did use this in a tutorial video that I'll put out whenever I can. The next blue, I was gonna use bright blue originally, which is what I did, but I decided to buy cobalt, I can't pronounce this word, cobalt hue, which I like it overall. This one's a lot better than bright blue, if you ask me, if you could tell by the difference. So I use this one. I also used the purple iris for her nose and cheeks. I used yellow for the top of the propeller, and also the bottom right there, and also the buttons on it inside the body. I know you can't tell, but I did try to paint that. At least a match, I used light mocha for her face. Originally I used Sunkissed Peach for the first JJ I did, but I kind of like light mocha a lot better. The reason I didn't do that on the last one was because I thought it was too close. Like, in other words, it would have just been a pink. Like the same color, if I had to say, but I kind of like overall. I like how it looks. I used Diva Pink, but this time on her eyes only, not the purple stripes. They're not Diva Pink, now it's just the eyes. I used Brown Oxide for her hair. I was gonna use Tutorial Binge, but it looked a little light, just like I did with my last JJ. I used white for the plane, and also for the teeth. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. And I didn't need black for that one because, well, I didn't mess up that much. Here's the purple I was talking about, then one of the new ones, Velvet Crush. This one's a lot better than Purple Iris, but if you don't have this one, I recommend use Purple Iris as a last resort. Again, I used sterling silver for the propeller. I don't know if I said this, which I probably didn't. I was originally going to paint the top of the propeller to match the colors, but it wouldn't look right, honestly. And I kind of did use Tutorial Binge in part of the hair, but just to mix it, try it out. Came out okay, but I didn't like how it looked overall. but I did use it. And lastly, for XOR or Shadow DD, I used bright red for the top part of the propeller, pewter gray for everything that's gray on her, the part of the propeller hat, her hair, the shirt, and the shoes. Now, in the game, it's hard to tell what her lower body looks like, at least to me. At least her shoes, I should say. But I just matched it with the propeller in here, at least part of it. I use garnet gray for her skin and her arms. Now, it's hard to tell in the camera, but for her cheeks and I believe her nose, I use pavement instead of using black. It's hard to tell because pavement and black look closely identical. Well, far away, up close, you can tell the difference. And last, I use black for the rest of the propeller hat, the propeller, her eyes, her shirt, buttons, and pants. So guys, that's been a look at Adventure Foxy, Adventure Nightmare Chica, and Adventure JJ from the FNAF role game Foxy Fighters, and XOR or Shadow DD from FNAF Ultimate Custom Night. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Bye.